The hardline Buddhists accuse the Muslims of harbouring extremism. They also criticise many aspects of their lifestyle, such as the halal system of food classification or the way that Muslims dress. The Muslim minority strongly deny that they are extremist, and they say that all these criticisms of their lifestyle are an attempt by the majority to turn on a new minority, a symptom of racism. A lot of moderate Sri Lankans are concerned that this growing wave of anti-Muslim rhetoric are worryingly reminiscent of the Nazism of 1930s Germany.
You can't have one meeting there. Muslim women can't walk on the streets of this country today in the traditional dress. In Manampitiya, Honorable Minister, a young girl with a habaya was walking and she was attacked. She has made a complaint to the Polnaruwa police. On the day the Mattala airport was opened, the same night, a church in Veerakatiya was attacked by a mob, unfortunately led by religious leaders, by the Buddhist monks. And they go and demonstrate before the Indian High Commission, saying that 2 venerable monks have been attacked in Tamil Nadu. We condemn those attacks. We don't support that. No monk should be attacked in Tamil Nadu. But who is complaining? Why aren't they complaining about the church being attacked in Veerakatiya? In your own country, before you look at the other countries. Why aren't you going on processions that Muslim women are being attacked on the road? You don't go on processions for that. You only have to complain about other countries. Look at yourself inside first. You put your house right. If you put your house right, no one else will ever be able to point fingers at you. You have this happening in your own country. You treat people who are numerically in the minority like dirt, and then you have the brass to stand up and pontificate about international interference and call that bullying. You know, when you get a little bit of the taste of your own medicine, you are smarting, but you can't understand how much we feel being treated like dirt in this country. You talk
who spoke regarding the death of his loved one. We stand with him in his grief and in his search for justice. Mr. President, Jubilee Campaign, together with Christian Solidarity Worldwide, expresses grave concern that the period since the end of the war in Sri Lanka has been marked by state-sponsored similar Buddhist triumphalism, the weakening of democratic institutions and rule of law, the constriction of civil and political rights, abductions and forcible disappearances, and a widespread climate of fear among human rights defenders and journalists. Moreover, there has been a deterioration with regard to the right to freedom of religion or belief. The 2000 attack on a mosque in Dambulla by a mob led by extremist Buddhist monks has reignited concern about targeted violence against religious minorities in Sri Lanka. Incidents of violence against Christian churches, after declining in number for nearly 10 years, are once again rising. Recent rhetoric and attacks by the Bodu Balasina, which is acting aggressively and with apparent impunity, give rise to fresh concerns. There are increasing restrictions on peaceful and legitimate religious activities. The construction of religious buildings and conductive religious activities is subject to non-legislative circulars from 2008 and 2012, issued by the Ministry of Religious Affairs. They grant discretionary authority to local officials to determine on an arbitrary basis the legitimacy of religious activities and are implemented in a manner which is discriminatory against evangelical churches. An increasing number of churches are being closed down by local officials. Mr. President, we urge Sri Lanka to issue a standing invitation to all special procedures mandates, including to accept all outstanding visit requests. Sri Lanka must put an end to all abductions and forcible disappearances. Finally, Sri Lanka should ensure that the process of promoting national reconciliation takes into account the need to protect Sri Lanka's ethnic and religious pluralism and put an end to rising violence against religious minorities.